Good evening, folks. I'm glad everybody's here. Shows that you're very, interested in your children. And up here in Burkeville tonight, they've got an open mic and they're going to give everybody a chance to talk that wants to talk. I just ask that everybody choose their words wisely and with respect for everybody in the room, please. Thank you.
The first person that I have on here to speak is Mr. and Mrs. I know I'm going to pronounce it. Mackenzie Zarnak. Before you start, let me tell you a few things in about 3 minutes, each one of you. You're not to call a person or a student's name. Okay? And whichever one of you wants to speak.
I caught a little off guard. I didn't expect to go first. But I just wanted to take my quick 3 minutes and discuss the events of 319 that had ended up with a segregated meeting where the students were segregated. That after the attention had been brought to the staff, that parents and things were notified, they did include the rest of the student body for the final 15 minutes. My worry of this is that it's in violation of the civil federal rights law, that it's a violation of our school district policies, that it is poor planning, my understanding. That there were repercussions and things posted on Facebook about these things, that there was no regret, that I feel that in the budget that we have here at Burkeville, that to escalate and help students, that all students should be able to participate, regardless of anything. That if there are low grade scorers, then let's target people that have needs, not based on boosting one particular ethnic group. It's not fair in either direction, but there are students that do need help. And if we have money in our budget for that, then let's allot it to that. I don't know where the money could come from to have the speaker brought in. I imagine with some sort of grant. I would hope that we look into whether that grant was federal or not, because there's a violation of the federal law that says any monies that come from the federal government to the school to be used, that it is in violation to be used in any manner of discrimination, and that there were students that were discriminated on. And that I would like this looked into, and I hope that the board does take action in that. That's about as best as I can sum up. There were worries of security, that teachers were pulled out of classrooms to attend this, that there were no teachers in the classrooms for the students. The students were then separated for the rest of the day, that the first ethnic group that was able to attend the lunchroom got to go early before the other students, that when the other students did get to go in for lunch, there was lunch that was not left for them to be eaten, because people come for seconds and things that happen in that manner, that then the after lunch recesses were segregated for that day, that the students were allowed, the first group of ethnic students were allowed into the gym to conduct sports and things, and the other students had to stand around. And I think we've come a long ways in our country to have these sort of things happen. And I expect better of our school board. I thank you all for letting me speak.
Thank you. The next person is Mr. Ward Harlan.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, In light of the events that occurred on 19th of March, I feel necessary to address my concerns in the manner in which the entire process was handled by the current administration. As much as I am troubled by the segregation of students and faculty that occurred, I am more deeply disturbed by the negligence exhibited by the same faculty members. As a parent, my wife and I are compelled, under threat of the law, to surrender our children to the care and supervision of this school district. When we leave our children each day, we should be able to trust the school to provide safety and overwatch on our most precious assets. As the events of March 19th unfolded, the high school administration decision makers failed to uphold this most important tenet. By removing teachers from the classroom to attend the event, the minor students were left unattended and unsupervised. Several students were actually locked out of classrooms with no accountability for their whereabouts. This happened in a school that has gone so far as to separate the boys and girls locker area to avoid, as it was explained to me, temptation and conflict. To abandon our children in this fashion is a dereliction of duty and responsibility and borders on blatant negligence. Thank you.
Next person, Mr. James Hutton.
Good evening. Are y'all aware of the complaint that I filed, the two-page complaint that I filed with the school board, the school? Have each one of y'all read the complaint? Okay, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for y'all's time and considering and making the right decisions and the effort that y'all going to put towards this complaint. And with this, I trust that each and every one of y'all is going to make the right decisions, because we have elected y'all to make the right decisions, and y'all have in the past, and we continue to hope that y'all make the right decisions that y'all have in the past. I hope that y'all see the problem and address the problem as y'all have in the past. And I want to thank each and every one of y'all. I understand that we're understaffed, which means it's not being organized, and it's not being organized, and it's not being spoke wisely amongst each other. Everybody's making split decisions as we do as parents, because we don't have a lot of time on our hands to hold everybody's hands to make sure they're making the right decisions. So we trust the people that we put in place to make the right decisions. So therefore, I hope y'all make the right decisions in years to come. I hope to see y'all here for the future, and I hope y'all make the right decisions again. Thank y'all.
Mr. Adam Ketchum.
Good evening. First, allow me to thank the board for their time, for allowing us to talk and listen to this matter. As you all know, on March 19, 2015, at Burkeville Junior/High School, there was a segregated assembly held in which only African American students were allowed to attend. This assembly was held without any notice or communication to the community, student body, or most faculty members. I'm strongly upset that this was done, not only for the students that were left out of the assembly, but for those students that were singled out in front of their peers as well. I 100% agree with bringing a speaker to help motivate the students. With that being said, all students should have been invited to attend what could have been a beneficial assembly for all. After I learned of this assembly taking place, I immediately brought this attention to the superintendent, voiced my concerns, and after several more parents were called and came to the school, they brought the same speaker back in an attempt to correct the actions of the faculty members who organized this assembly. Bringing the speaker back was never their intention, nor was allowing any
that attend school here and deeply offended by what took place. Not only was it discrimination against the ones left out, but for the ones that were singled out as a group in front of their peers. The faculty that organized this segregated assembly should be held accountable for their actions. For example, just because you didn't mean to speed does not mean you're not liable for the speeding ticket that you will get. These faculty members may not admit for this assembly to look bad, but are still responsible for the way it was presented. Anything done for one group of students should be done for all, or should be made available to all, rather. This was done in direct violation of the school's non-discrimination policy, as well as the FFH's policy on discrimination on the TA website. I would also like to address the comment made by a faculty member stating, "Boy, I tell you, you can't do nothing to help your own color without ignorant people taking it and using it the wrong way." This was stated on Facebook. Wake up, my people. This comment further proves that this assembly was only intended for African American students. Mr. James White, Texas legislator, who has been in touch with me, also feels the same about this comment. He stated, and I quote, "That comment by the teacher on Facebook was not humble or smart. What may have had the chance to be chalked up as a mistake now seems willful." Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Williams. Loretta.
Good evening to the president, Mr. Clark, to the board members, each and every one of you. My name is Loretta Williams, and I'm a parent of this community. I'm a grandparent, and I've been here, a student of this school. I went to school here, and the staff that you have is very particular. I love the way they, the principal carry out. I love the way they motivate and they try to, and the superintendent, I love the way he go about doing things to get our children motivated. And the problem at hand, if they did what they did to motivate the student body to get the scores up to make our school, the whole body look good and the community look good. I think it was they might have made the mistake, but they came back and corrected it. So with them correcting it, we as a people should be concerned about our children, not looking at division in the community. We do not need to divide our children. We need to come together and work together and see that everyone get on page and do what's right for the children. And as we get it right for the children, then as it was said, it is quoted, if my people who are called by my name, if they will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, and they will hear from heaven, then God will heal the land. That's what we need, a healing in this community. We need a healing in our school district, in our homes, and as a people. We need to look at the human race instead of trying to make a racial thing and get our children on page so they can pass and be students that will be able to work in society and make our community proud to see them accomplish what they need to in their scores, in their whatever they endeavor to do. We should support them and not make it a division thing. We should work together as a people. As they see us work together, then they'll start working together. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your patience, and you have a God bless you.
To the board and to everyone that's assembled here. My questions are, does the state rate your student ratio according to level by ethnic? Do you have a deficiency in grade, especially in the black students? why are your special ed students, which are MR, are those with learning disability, not aware of some of your different programs that is available for them through the state program? Does the board have to approve the curriculum activity or workshop before the teachers can carry on with their teaching plan? Was there any disciplinary problem that the school faces from the state before the hiring of any of your teachers? Are you facing any sanctions from TEA now? Has the state targeted a problem with the board, with the minority students, with the lower score? Are you facing a deadline for improvement? Who can call the media? Did you know the exact fact before you released the information that you aired? Now, who has been really discriminated against? Are all of your teachers licensed to teach in the field they are working? Have you placed the minority American children in a learning environment where they feel like some teachers don't want the best for them because of their color of the skin? And I leave the scripture that God says, in Isaiah 54:17, and that's from all of us. If you're trying to do harm to someone, he's going to turn it back to you, whoever's doing it. Thank you.
Rachel?
To the school board, ministers, and everyone that's present here. I've just heard bits and pieces of what was presented by the first speakers that came up with their ledgers and tablets, and seemingly they are on one accord. And I'm talking about the men that spoke first. Everybody is on accord with what happened on that particular day. I've heard, I don't know facts. I've just heard some of it. But I've been to the school a few times to activities. And I have seen at those activities this year the better performance of the students than I've ever seen at Burkeville School. Orderly, performing to the best of their ability, all together and on one accord, as we say in the Bible, if you're on one accord, like you all supposed to be, since you're the head, putting the laws and everything else into effect for the betterment of these little children. And then we want to come in as adults and present problems to tear apart what I saw at those activities. I could not believe the improvement in those, even the little bitty ones. We might have one or two that need special attention, but as for the others, both black and white, and any other race that was there, they were together and performing to the best that I've ever seen them. But I heard about the issue. They call and tell me it's on the TV. But I came tonight to say this. It's time for us to put the color of our skin and those things that we learned from other people that were enacted or transferred to us to cause division where an issue comes up. It's time out for that. Our children needs everybody they come in contact with to give them a helping hand. They are our future. And if we don't come together and do what's best, and just to mention something to you, and I don't know if everybody observed, but the scripture says observe all things. And this is an observation. I was telling you about what I've seen coming out and observing the children, how they are acting or how they are performing it, and I've never seen it before. But I have given accolades to 2 people that I heard that's in trouble. That's why I'm here tonight. I give them the highest accolades, the biggest applause, to see them pull these children together. But then we'll come out and we'll divide. Time out. When you call talking about discrimination, that's putting one race before another race. Now we got those yellow sheets, just want to show you something. Think about it, because I'm observing. Okay, I'm just going to sit down. Who were the first speakers that stood up here with their notes? And who came next? Where is discrimination?
Okay. Okay. We told you we'd have a statement for you at the end of the board meeting. We have heard this evening from several high school parents about the March 19th assembly and the pending parent complaints which have been filed under BISD Board Policy FLH Local. Because these complaints ask for disciplinary action against BISD employees. We discussed the ongoing investigation with Mr. Kent during closed session as permitted by Texas Government Code Section 551.071, 551.074, and 551.082. As a board, we have agreed that it is important for the community to understand how these complaints are being handled by administration. The BISD Board of Trustees has expressed to Mr. Kent that ultimately, as the administrative leader of the district, he is responsible for the district's organization